ॐ ॐ ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Hari Om everybody, welcome back this Saturday. So we had started chapter 17 with Pujya Swamiji. So let us continue our class without much delay. Thank you so much for joining today once again.
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। In the last class, we have analyzed the question of Arjuna. Those who don't have any Shastra Vidhi, they don't follow Shastric injunctions, but they have faith. With faithfully they worship, faith drawn from observing the elders' Shishtachara. They have faith, but they don't follow any Shastric injunctions, instructions of the scriptures. Under what category their Shraddha comes? Is it Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic? We've also seen in the last class what exactly the meaning of Shraddha. What is the meaning of Shraddha? We saw very clearly. And how Shraddha alone is guiding us moment to moment. Now, Bhagavan said there are three types of Shraddha among the embodied ones: Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. That details, please listen. Now, in the third verse, Bhagavan tells a beautiful thing. What he says? Sattvanurupa sarvasya Shraddha bhavati bharata Shraddha mayoyam purushaha Yo yat shraddhas sa eva saha Sattvanurupa sarvasya Shraddha bhavati bharata Shraddha mayoyam purushaha Yo yashraddhas sa eva saha. Now, last class we saw Swabhavaja, meaning of Swabhavaja, Shraddha, born out of one's own nature. Swabhava means what? We saw in the last class that the vasanas, samskaras, out of the total vasanas which we have in the storehouse, some of them we took to exhaust in this life, though some of them which we drawn out, not all, total cannot be withdrawn in one life. So something I will pulled out, and to exhaust those vasanas, Ishvara out of his compassion gives us the appropriate field. So the field in which we are in is exactly appropriate for us, for our evolution. And the field, circumstances, situations in life are all ordered by, governed by, ruled by, presided by, directed by our own vasanas. So those vasanas with which we are born, and we wanted to exhaust them, for which Lord has provided all conditions necessary for it. Those set of vasanas called Swabhava, which rules our life. So from that Swabhava, three kinds of Shraddha comes. Sattvic Shraddha, Rajasic Shraddha, Tamasic Shraddha. Shraddha is faith plus something more. Efforts, consistency of efforts, perseverance. Right. Now, therefore, this Shraddha in all walks of life that manifests. Sattvic Shraddha, Rajasic Shraddha, and Tamasic Shraddha, in all walks of life, it manifests. So that will be enumerated subsequently in this beautiful chapter. In all walks of life, how the Shraddha manifests, when it can be called in a particular area as Sattvic Shraddha, in the same area when it can be called as Rajasic Shraddha, and in the same area when it can be called as Tamasic Shraddha. So these, having understood the 17th chapter, just as we have studied in 14th chapter, as well as 16th chapter when Asuric qualities were mentioned, these qualities and values help us to look into our own selves and what kind of composition with which our anthakarana is made. Mind, intellect, ego, and memory stuff. All this anthakarana, chatushtayam, what is the stuff with which it is made? And how the swabhava is controlling my life, good or bad, directing, pushing or pulling. Ultimately, the swabhava's job is to confine us to its own methodology or its own vasanas or tendencies or roots. Please listen very attentively. Be alert. That's why I always say, sometimes, suppose this Clement class is 10 o'clock. On Saturdays, you should eat light breakfast, not too much or not eat at all if you are used to have breakfast. More we stuff our stomach, all system, the brain focuses only on the stomach, on digestion. Obviously, we get into sleep. We get into a mode of dullness. So listen attentively, my dear all. Bhagavan says, Sarvasya Shraddha Sattvanurupa Bhavati. Hey Bharata. सबकी जो श्रद्धा है अपना स्वभाव अनुरूप ही होता है। तो जैसे स्वभाव वैसा ही श्रद्धा, श्रद्धा का प्राकट्य। तो श्रद्धा कैसी होती है? जैसे आपके स्वभाव है। सो द वे योर नेचर इज, योर एंटायर श्रद्धा depends on that. Shraddha is, again, I will give you another dimension. As I said, it's like a petrol in a vehicle. Or Shraddha is the sum total of the convictions that you have, the sum total of beliefs that you maintain in your own anthakarana, the sum total of beliefs that I maintain in my anthakarana, in my buddhi, the sum total of concepts that I uphold in me, that this is true, this is must be this is must be this. The sum total, because on every issue, on every aspect, I have some fixed opinions, certain fixed notions, certain fixed philosophy of life. Certain, we convert them, or perhaps we call them as principles, whether it is correct or wrong, constructive or destructive, useful or useless. But everyone will have some notion about their life, how their life should be led. ये खाना भी ठीक नहीं है, ये मत खाइए, वो खाइए. So everything, whatever we have some ideas and notions and fixed notions. I'm not talking about good or bad, but those notions, deep-rooted convictions that drive us towards our lives' activities. Once Shraddha you understand, then we can run through the chapter. So our actions are born out of our beliefs. And beliefs are drawn, as Gurudev said, faith is to believe in what you have not seen, and the reward of which is you see what you have believed in. We also saw Shraddha, faith. There is no question of blind faith. Faith is always blind. Because when I know it is reality, I don't have to have faith. Like I don't have faith in God. What do you mean? It is a reality for me. Guru is there. So it's an experience. When you experience the presence of the masters, the presence of your Ishtadevata, it is, your life is not run on faith. So therefore, there is nothing like blind faith. Faith is always blind. Rabindranath Tagore says, faith is a bird that sings when the dawn is still dark. Beautiful, isn't it? Faith is a bird which sings when the dawn is still dark. But it has a faith that now the sun rises. So, Bhagavan Krishna will says, our own Shraddha in every activity, whatever we do, is born out of our Swabhava. Swabhava. Some people say, I'm going little depth. Some people say the environment that in which you are born, that influences and it becomes your nature. Certain habits, for example, food habits you take. Tamilians, habits are different. Andhra, habits are different. Kerala, its habits are different. Karnataka, food habits are different. You see variations in per pranta to pranta, north, east, west, south, etc. And they are born in that tradition and they are used to that kind of food. Example with the food. So it becomes their swabhava. The body also gets tuned to that kind of food. So they say in certain natures of certain habits are formed because of the circumstances and situations. Agreed. No doubt about it. But first of all, what prompted that individual to take birth in that environment, in that family? Was it an accident? No, it was not an accident. It was deliberately planned for us, for you, for me, by Ishvara, because of our swabhava, which we have drawn out of the total vasanas with which we are born. So that demonstrates, that rules, that guides where we are born, which family we are born, how we are being grown. The very step itself, the first arrival on earth itself is guided by the swabhava. Understood that. Now, Bhagavan says, so everything, every being, the faith of everybody is in accordance with his nature, according to his own swabhava. Then Bhagavan Krishna says so beautiful, Shraddha mayoyam purushaha, yo yashraddha sayeva saha. Very beautiful thing. Shraddhamayaha, ayam purushaha, Shraddhamayaha. See, see, when we say lavanamayam, saltmayam, saltmayam, full of salt. Sharkaramayam, full of sugar. Krodhamayam, this fellow is a Krodhamayam, full of Krodha. That person is Anandamayam, oh, is always in bliss, no matter what happens around him. Anandamaya Swarupa. This is, head to toe is filled with greed. Lobha, Lobhamaya. Grunamaya, he hates everybody, top to bottom. Whom he does not hate. So we say he is Gruna, hatred, full of hatred for everything, including himself. Now, Maya. So therefore, like, whatever you add into substance, it becomes full of that. Poison plus water, water becomes poison. Salt plus water, water becomes. Black pepper in the water, it becomes black pepper and then the quality of water is changed. So ये क्या है तो पानी पूरा चीनी डाल दिया उसमें शर्करमयम मयम means full of, consists of. No, Bhagavan says Shraddhamayah ayam purushaha. Beautiful thing. Now, we are nothing but a mold, a cast of our own Shraddha. If my Shraddha takes a shape, that becomes my psychological personality, and that psychological personality beams out through every organs of action, and also organs of perception. And that personality beams out and controlled by that Shraddha, which is molded my psychological personality. So Shraddhamaya means what? Shraddhamaya ayam purushaha. Shraddhamaya ayam purushaha. This Purusha is none other than cast, mold, shaped by one's own Shraddha. Please remember this. Every action, every thought that we generate, it's all mold. Our entire thing is molded. When it is molded, it is you. Your faith, when molded, it is you. When my faith got molded, it is me. If I am molded with courage inside, right, then every action, even it looks, my actions, my movements, expresses full of courage. If I am, my swabhava is confidence is there in myself. The confidence is a quality that I carry in the womb of my own personality. Then every action of mine in life expresses out as with confidence. No fear of losing, but confidence is there to do every job because it is there in the seed. So, faith ke bina we cannot survive, as I said. And faith, when molded, the cast of the faith is you and I. And with faith only, we go to doctor. We saw in the last class. With faith only, we go to barber. And we bend our head in front of him. And what he has? Knife, scissor. But I don't have wee bit of fear in front of barber. I surrender myself without any arms and ammunition in my hands. Just surrender. That is Shraddha, faith. So, Ayam Purushaha Shraddha Prachuraha. Prachura means full of Shraddha. Prachura is actually more, but it is full Mayaha, Shraddha. So, Shraddha ka आकार ही पुरुष का आकार है. And यो यश श्रद्धा स एव सहा. जो जिसकी श्रद्धा जैसी है वो वैसा ही है. That's a beautiful thing. As you are what your faith is. Who are you? You are what your faith is. Who am I? I am what my faith is. It expresses through every sense organ, every cell of my body expresses faith in whatever I believe in. If I don't have faith, that alone expresses in a particular area. Long back, see, the Mahatmas have an access to our own Anthakarana. Our Anthakarana is open to them. We cannot hide our emotions or thoughts or even samskaras also. They know. They can identify what is, they see what is in you. Long back, about 24 or 5 years ago. They're great. Our Gurudev's Guru Bhai used to be there. He is no more. Guru Bhai, they were in same room in Shivanandaji's ashram. But he was given sannyas much before than Gurudev. So he is in a way senior to Gurudev in sannyas, younger to Gurudev in age by 7 years. So that Mahatma, he was a Mahatapasvi. Somewhere he used to stay on a hillock, and then Shivanandaji only sent him, go and do tapasya, because he said, my mind is not concentrating on any work of the ashram. My mind is withdrawn. I wanted to spend more in meditation and in contemplation. Shivanandaji said, okay, go alone and I am with you. Go and do tapasya. He came out and never met Swamiji again. Only communication is internal communication. So that Mahatma we used to meet. Sometimes me and some other monk of Chinmaya mission, we both went. Maybe I think in 99, not after that. Though he left his body in 2015, I have met him many times, but that incident happened before 2000. Hmm. Whenever it happened, doesn't matter. When we went to that ashram, where is from a city where we were staying, it's about 30 kilometers, that side, one side, suppose towards north. We met him. Then after meeting, he said, how did you come? I said, Swamiji, we came in car. He's much, much elder. He's very, very elder, great Mahatma he was. Advaiti, Paramadvaiti. So take me to that ashram of ours, which is 30 kilometers south from the city. So 60 kilometers total travel. We traveled. I was driving the car. Another monk was there sitting behind, and Swamiji sat next to me. And all three of us went. And there a small thatched hut ashram it was. We knew. And there are many, many in the localities, spiritual seekers are there. As soon as Swamiji, there is no advertisement, announcement, nothing. He just go. The moment the locality people saw Swamiji came, so all people came. Instantly around 70, 80 people gathered. Within 10 minutes. Takatatatan aa jate hain. But hut it was, thatched hut. You have to bend and enter into that. And when you go inside, it's a big area. It's about 70, 80, 100 people tak baith sakte the. Maybe 70, 80 can sit. So Swamiji said, these two have come with me. They knew me and they knew other monk also. So we sat, three of us. Then right side to him was other monk was sitting and I was sitting left side. Then that Mahatma said, these people have come, they will talk to you both. I said, Baba, ab Swami ji ke samne hai. Why the great Mahatma, Gurudev's Guru Bhai, but he was not known much to the world because he doesn't want to be known. So he said, Swamiji both of them will speak. Swamiji said like that. I said, now what will topic he will give us? We are not expert in all topics to speak on. Then he turned towards the first other monk, right side. He said, come on, speak for about half an hour. That monk asked, ठीक है स्वामी जी, what is the topic? आप थोड़ा बता दीजिए किस पर बात करना है. He said, विभीषण शरणागति, इसके ऊपर बोलो. And this person was very expert in Ramayana. He knew, he studied, he पाठ करता रहता है, both रामचरितमानस and वाल्मीकि रामायण, and he is expert. तो पूरा इनका तो पूरा स्ट्रक्चर आ जाता है. So he just started talking. I was scared. I said, my God, now this Mahatma will turn towards me and what will he ask me? I don't know. Shraddha is important inside. So, but then the my Swabhava, what are all there? What is that? I don't know. I was just praying, but I was listening to him. इनके प्रवचन के बाद स्वामी जी टर्न टुवर्ड्स मी, नाउ यू कैन स्पीक नाउ. और डरते डरते मैंने पूछा कि स्वामी जी क्या बोलो. यू स्पीक ऑन तत्वमसी महावाक्य. I was relieved. Abba, no problem. Then I spoke on Tat, Tvam, Asi, all those things. About half an hour or 40 minutes. Then chai vai pi liya, kuch kiya. Then Swami said, drop me back. Again, 60 kilometers. So we got 60 kilometers up and bring. In the car, I asked Swamiji, I was driving. Swamiji, had you reversed the topics, maybe you would have spoken Tattvamasi also. मेरे को इतना श्लोकास and all, I am not remembering about Bhishana Sharanagati slokas. I did not by heart. And then I cannot vividly describe the story part of it. I read, I know, but then it is not in the mind readily available. And you know what Swami said? I know what is inside you both. I know who can speak on what. I just shocked and said, that means what? Mahatmas have an access to our antakarana and they know what our swabhava is and they know what we are made up of. Therefore, yoya shraddha sayevasaha, as a man's faith so is he. Meaning, you are what your faith is. That's it. You are not different from your faith. Who are you? What your faith is. Who am I? What my faith is. This is very important sloka. Sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. According to one's own subhava, shraddha bhavati. Shraddhamayo hi purusha, ayam purusha. Shraddhamayo yam purusha. This purusha is nothing but shraddha, only mold of caste. So, you are what your faith is. You are not different from what your faith is. I am not different from what my faith is. This clarity required for us to understand. Therefore, I'm dwelling some time. Now, Bhagavan Krishna says, Yajante satvika devan yaksharakshansi rajasaha pretan bhutagananschanye yajante tamasa janaha yajante satvika devan yaksharakshamsi rajasaha pretan bhutagananschanye yajante tamasa janaha. Now, sattvic people, rajasic people, tamasic people. Now, don't ask me who is sattvic, what is rajoguna, what is tamoguna. Refer 14th chapter. So, sattva people, sattvic people, yajante, they worship whom? The gods, the pure ones. They worship devatas. The gods were sattvic. That means what? In a worldly parlance, good people, pure people take help from pure hearts, pure people, uncontaminated, straightforward people in the society. Because they are pure. They don't want गलत काम करेंगे, यहाँ पे करेंगे, इसका no. They said, no, I don't want. I want to be fair. I'm literally scared of dharma. So they take help from good people. In a worldly language, in a worldly living. Or they worship gods who give them pure intelligence, pure blessings, so that they can lead their lives with that intelligence, pure intelligence. And they can lead their lives without complications. Why? They worship sattvic people. Think. Yajante satvika devan. Yaksharakshamsi rajasaha. Rajasic people, they worship yakshas and rakshasas. Yakshas means, rich people. Yaksha is Kubera. And these Rajasic people worship Yaksharakshan, all powerful people, rich people. They go and they take refuge from them. And power, unless you are an exceptionally out of circle of the greed and corruption of power, corruption of wealth, people exceptionally pure otherwise. But Rajasic gunas, I go and take support of whom? Who are powerful in society and those are very rich in society. They themselves are corrupt. They themselves are Rajasic. They themselves are greedy. I go and take support of them. I always be with them. I take refuge in them. So many people, you should be getting the picture in your eyes. So many people take support of those kind of Rakshasas and Yakshas, Gundas help. So they harm others and they try to do good for this fellow. In the bargain, they demand something from them. So this kind of approach they take. Who? Rajasic people. As peaceful advice, calm advice they don't like. Too many things I faced in my life. Some people come and ask, Swamiji, do you know anybody in that department? Why don't you put my recommendation? एडमिशन के लिए मेरा नाम बोल दीजिए, थोड़ा कुछ करवा दीजिएगा, पैसा हम दे देंगे. And they are asking me to talk. That that fellow will give money, you please give seat. That fellow will give money, you promote him. हम बोलते बाबा भगवान का नाम लो, मेहनत करो, तेरे भाग्य में हो तो मिल जाएगा, नहीं तो नहीं मिलेगा. एंड संतुष्ट भव. नहीं बहुत धोखा दे रहा है, एवरीबडी इज चीट. सी आई कांट हेल्प इन दिस वे. Then that fellow goes to somebody, some local, somebody popular person who has got influence. इनसे पैसा लिया, वहां पर दे दिया, उसको धमकी दिया, पता नहीं क्या क्या होता है, कभी कभी हो जाता है काम. प्रेतान भूतगणांश्चैव यजन्ते तामसा जनाः. Tamasic people take help, worship pretas, bhutaganas. Elementals are there, elemental little beings are there. They have little powers. And pretas, preta means those who are dead and gone. Preta means those who are gone from this world. And there are of not a, see, just as in the world we find people, good people, bad people, neutral people, etc. Same chunk when they leave their bodies, they don't change. They will exist in the subtle plane the same way. So when they are torturers on earth, they become preta. After preta, they become that only. They continue to torture the minds because they cannot access the physical bodies. So that the mind level they start. As you can worship the pretas and this one, they're very dangerous. But you have to help them and उनका भोग जो देते हैं ना, that naivedyam is they demand certain things which a normal man cannot ask. That naivedyam you give, then we will do some favor. That is called some things are there. But in physical level, what do you mean by physical level? This guy, the tamasic person, will go and seek help from very low people, thoughtless people, criminals, then those who have criminal intentions. One thief is taking help from some other thief. They form a team, they try to cheat, they try to loot. All the organized crime or the crime committed by 3-4 people. One is there and he ropes in other criminal and other criminal, and they are involved in all kinds of activities. For what? For cheap money, for cheap mobile phone chahiye, Apple phone chahiye, किसी को मार दिया. They just low, very low. And in that also, no, we इनके पास 2 mobile phones are there, Apple phone, we kill them, both of them, husband, wife. You join me in the mission, and ropes in whom? Another tamasic fellow. When they are caught, you see their photographs or when they in the videos, they have no remorse. They don't have the tamasic people. No remorse. If you have a remorse, meaning you are little awakened soul, little feeling sensitivity for others' life. They don't know. They just wanted, they killed. That's it. So such people group together. And such people become medium. For whom? For such kind of spirits. Medium means they get all kinds of thoughts from those Bhutagana and Preta. If we invoke the gurus and great masters and awakened masters and the devatas of supreme Ishta devatas, gods are there, and they give us radiance, peace, joy. They make us evolve. But whom you worship, depending upon your swabhava. Sattvic people worship good people. Sattvic swabhava people worship good people. Rajogana swabhava wala yaksharakshamsi, rakshasas, yaksharaksham. And tamasic people, low, cheap spirits. Or a bad one who has a bad spirit, not a positive spirit of service and hard work and progress, and no, bad spirits, bad, those who are badly spirited, meaning their spirit enthusiasm to live is not pure, so that the means with which they live life is not pure. Such people we go and take their support. Bhagavan says, fifth and sixth slokas we will read together. अशास्त्रविहितं घोरं तप्यन्ते ये तपो जनाः दम्भाहङ्कारसंयुक्ताः कामरागबलान्विताः कर्षयन्तः शरीरस्थं भूतग्राममचेतसः मां चैवान्तः शरीरस्थं तान् विद्यासुरनिश्चयान् अशास्त्रविहितं घोरं तप्यन्ते ये तपो जनाः दम्भाहङ्कारसंयुक्ताः कामरागबलान्विताः Ashastra Vihitam. No, these three verses together we have chanted. No, what is that? Those who tan with the Asura Nishchayan. Those who are demonic resolves. Asura Nishchaya. Asura Nishchaya. No, the resolve is not good. Asuric type. What is the Asuric type resolve? That Bhagavan says. First, what kind of practice they do? Ashastra Vihitam. They terrific practices they follow. Ashastra Vihitam, not prescribed in the Shastras. भयंकर 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 चीजें निकालते हैं. Rakshasas tapasya. Ghora ghora tapa. Ghora means terrible. An ordinary man cannot do. But that Rakshasa pravrutti. All Rakshasas tapasya, they are not normal sattvic tapasya. And they don't follow any prescribed injunctions of the Shastras. Ashastra Vihitam. Number one. Ashastra Vihitam Ghoram. Terrific practice. Ghoram means bhayankar. Their practices are. अपना गर्दन काट देगा, उंगली काट के दे देगा, हाथ काट के दे देगा और खड़ा रहेगा, कुछ ना कुछ. This kind of a tamasic practices and rajogana practices, or they force the people, they scare, like Ravana, they're scared. It's because they got that power. He scared planets, he scared navagrahas. Ravana tapasya, Kailash को उठा दिया. And the story also goes, he took out his intestines and started playing Veena because she was not appeared. No Shastra mentions take out your intestines and play music out of it. These fellows will discover certain bhashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante. They practice austerities. Ye tapojanaha. Those people who practice such austerities, such as not prescribed in scriptures. And damba ahankara samyuktaha, given to, associated along with dambha, hypocrisy, ahankara, egoism. With ahankara they practice. With dhamba they practice. Hypocrites. Many times in Puranas happened. एक संकल्प लेकर के बैठते हैं. And after seeing that, Ravana stage happened in the story. When Shiva Parvati appeared, what he wanted to do tapasya, he forgot and said, Parvati, I want. Story comes like this. Bhasmasura, what happened? He said he wanted to do tapasya. He did. Var de diya. Let me try. On whom? Shiva only. Suddenly it is lab testing, what do you call, guinea pig became Shiva. Shiva became guinea pig. Let me test on you. First examination, lab test on you only. दौड़ा शिवजी अपने आप को बचाने के लिए. कहा नहीं. Rajoguna people, they just go. What do you want? Your position I want. Your chair I want. So, dambha, hypocrisy, ahankara with ego, kamaraga balanvitaha. And their bala strength is what? Kamaraga. Impelled by kama and raga. Their force behind their tapasya is not serenity, calm, quiet, blessing the world, blessing himself. No. The strength of their behind that tapasya, the penance is desire and lust. Desire for position or lust. Then they will do one more thing. Actually, they are maniac people, maniac. And they call their kind of tapasya, this kind of rigidity, observing terrific, fierce practices, they call it as their perseverance. They name it as very strong will to achieve. They call it as a great label they give of consistency of efforts. And most of them also do tapasya to show. They promise somebody, no, I will make tapasya, I will win the Brahmaji and get that boon and come back and show you. So they go. Many Puranas, this Rakshasas do tapasya to show somebody to something, or for their power, their lust, their greed. So these are all, the Rakshasas in Puranas are best examples for this. So Kashrayanta means what? Krushi kurvantaha, and they torture their bodies. They torture themselves. Sharirastam bhutagramam. The bhutagramam, all the elements in the body, they torture every part of their body. They torture themselves under the title called penance, tapasya. They don't give fasting. You know, I read some years back, she was very, I believe, she was very in, what is that, popular in social media and all, digital media. For the name forgot, that lady's face I'm remembering. And she has been advocating on Facebook and her media, only eat uncooked raw vegetables. That's it. No milk, no rice, no wheat, no fruits, only raw vegetables, And she used to show uploading videos, and became very thin and thin and thin and thin, and she died ultimately. Why? The body, every element was tortured. Now I'll just tell you one secret. Secret is simple understanding. Every cell in the body is a living cell. All the living cells are functioning. At their level, they have their own life. Okay. And their life is depending on me. So I must, just as suppose I have 100 people are working under me, I should not torture them and I should not make them lazy also, but I must make them work decently, but I should not give overload them with work and torture them, nor I make them utter lazy without any discipline and work and make them lazy people and fall. No. So I must keep the team always on the toes, but no pressure, but no laziness and no stress for work, but continue to work. That's what we say with regard to strings of veena or violin, not too loose, not too tight. If it is too tight, the string will break. Too loose, music won't come. So body also balance is required. Every cell is constantly helping us. Nephrons, the quality of nephron cells are different from the quality of heart cells. And certain organs are so sensitive, so the cells also are sensitive there. Bhutagra means all the elements which are functioning. Devatas are functioning in the body. There's so many people are there, so many mysterious things. Body is a mysterious thing. So fast, but not like that stupid lady only eating or fast. Buddha Bhagwan, what happened, Buddha? Buddha was fasting. And then he realized, no, this kind of fasting will not give me enlightenment. Then someone offered kheer, then he took that payasam. Then he suggested, yes, not the complete fasting nor overeating. So yukta ahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yoga. That kind of yoga you should practice. Not too much torturing your body under the name of principles and principles. Don't be follow principles. But certain times it is not required, it is harming you, then give up. That sense you should discover. Kashayanta means what? Bhutagramam, unintelligently, without intelligence. They senselessly, they torture all the elements of the body. All parts are screaming in pain. They also need some material to work. And we stopped supplying such material. Mamcha eva antasharirastam. And they torture me also. Antasharirastam, one who is seated in me, in the body, sorry. One who is what you call seated in the body, that is me. And I am living with devatas also. Some devatas also are functioning, intelligences are functioning. All of them are starved. And how do you, Bhagavan says, they torture me also. How Bhagavan can be tortured? There are varieties of torture is there. Suppose mother is in the kitchen. One is directly torture mother by patting her back and then by giving some pain injection, by hitting them or whatever. Or that directly one person sitting in the chair or harm her. Or do not allow mother to cook food. She has to she has to do her job. But I am not allowing my mother to cook food. Constantly nagging and crying, and she ultimately she get disturbed. So she is tortured. By what way? By not allowing her to do her work. One more arrogance is that in the body, not we alone are there. There are many, many beings are living. So small, tiny cells and organs. But for all of them, Paramatma only is the Lord. There are many intelligences are working. Sense organs are there. Their Adhisthana Devatas also are there. Presiding deities are all there. Mind Devata is there. Prana Shakti is there. So, when all of them are depending on this, and Bhagavan is working continuously, supporting the entire system, physical system, and Lord leaves, where are we? The body gets dropped. But Torturing means what? We are not allowing the Lord to take care of them also. The devatas who are functioning, cells they are functioning, they are also depending. So by not following the scriptural injunctions, by Rakshasic Pravritti, by doing such kind of tapasya, I am torturing Paramatma also. Atma Rama Andar is there. Why does he need food? But he needs that is it's a functioning. Because yajna yagadi karmas. Ahutis are offered to devatas because that ahuti only they receive and then they give back in many fold and back to society. That devatas work is to receive and again give back. Like government taxes. If the taxes are not paid, everyone has to contribute. Okay, tax if you don't like the word tax, but everyone has to pay something for the sustenance of the country, genuinely, without hiding. Then only government can function. Like it is like that. When I behave properly towards the earth, environment, observing the rules and regulation rules of the nature, natural ecology, protecting the nature, then nature can respond and bless us appropriately. It is like saying, a mother says, I am not hungry today, I am fasting, so I am not eating. Then what will family say? Okay, you don't eat, but please cook food, we have to eat. हमारे लिए तो काम करो. So it's like that. So if you don't need food, then that you must give energy to everybody, every cell in the body. If you are a Mahayogi, yes, there are one person in Africa. He did not eat food or water since 20 years. He says, I take energy from sun. He has got the technique or mastered. I think he was invited by NASA also to test or something like that, to observe. So that if the technique are known, astronauts can stay for longer time doing experiments in space without depending on gross or food. He says, he says, I was watching a video. No, man, you don't need food, man. You don't need food, man. And is a healthy body, not like a thin skeleton, healthy, working in the fields. In a garden, he was working, his own garden, taking the crowbar and everything, all that. So there is this respect to the body. Don't make the cells feed wrong food and torture them. Diseases are either because of improper food, improper habits and practices. That's one thing. Some are genetical. Genetical means brought by karma. That's it. That's why you can. Karma, okay, that inherent capacity of every organ or particular organ is not more than certain time. So after that time, that organ inherent capacity goes down, so that organ fails. Even though you may have practiced healthy values of food eating and disciplining in that life, because of previous karma, it happens. Swamiji, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't take a non-veg, he doesn't eat that, he doesn't eat this, but still he got that disease. I don't know how. The karma. That is not a question. But in this life, consciously don't spoil your physical bodies. Respect every cell in the body. Show that sanctity, gratitude to each and every part of our body. Because the body is helping us to move, to live, to do what we wanted to do. So it is a great tool given to us by the God. So Paramatma also has to take care of all the beings inside, intelligences inside, the sense organ, their devatas, assistant devatas, all of it's mysterious. We don't know. It's all there, but we cannot see. We are blind. So don't harm you. Like it's like no, I am harming myself. I am cutting my finger. Mother, don't interfere. But child is nothing but extension of her own consciousness. Mother cannot say you are different from me. The mother says if you are cutting that finger out of anger on me, I am really more painful now. I am suffering. Please don't do that. Similarly, by harming myself, I am harming my own higher self. Such kind of people who behave in this way, stupidly, third-rate thinking, they are called Asura Nishchayan. That is, their resolve is that of Asuras, Asurik Nishchaya. Think. So Bhagavan said this much. Now he continues from seventh verse onwards. Bhagavan explains 8, 9, 10, three types of food, 11, 12, 13 verses, three types of yajnas, 14, 15, 16. He explains three types of tapasya, 17, 18, 19. He explains tapaswins, three types of tapaswins. Then 20, 21, 22, three types of charity, dhanam, and 23 to 27, how to purify, how to perfect yajnas by chanting these certain mantras. And 28th explains ultimately the importance of faith. And 17th chapter, Bhagavan concludes in that way. So, we shall see further slokas from sloka number 7 from next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunath Maharaj. Thank you all. Hari Om.
Thank you, Swami. Thank you, everybody, for joining today's class. Tomorrow, Sunday, 10 o'clock, we have our Vedanta class. We are studying Bhagavad Gita chapter 4. It's a hybrid class, online as well as offline. Offline at our Chinmaya Mission Ashram. Those who are attending will start sharp at 10 a.m. Till then, thank you so much for joining today. Hari Om.